show. You know what it is, man. The Live is Cloud radio show on the planet, man. Back with another interview. You are now live on the block. It's your boy, the Hood Howard Stern, Q Lewis. I got my man Monk Money holding it down. And then right here in the middle, right, I got the most singingest. Yeah. Soul Deaconess. Right, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Mellow, tunistic, balladistic. Is that a word? Like a ballad, like singing a ballad? Anyway, I got my man LeBron Soul Deacon Dolley in the building tonight, man. What's up? No, it's been such a pleasure, man. We've been waiting a little while to get you in here. I know it's been some things in between time. Wouldn't allow you to make it to our show, but now you made it to the block. Yeah. So before we go any further, all right, tell the people just a little bit of stuff, something about yourself. Just a little bit, though. Not too much. Don't give it away too much.
All right. Well, I'm Detroit born and raised. Been here all my life for the most part.
That's what's up.
Spent a little time in the GA for a minute.
Word.
Man, just a lover of Motown. Come up through that, and just that's me.
Yeah, lover of Motown, huh? Yeah, lover of Motown.
Oh yeah.
Now, this is actually something new. Like obviously we know you, but spent time in GA. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
When was this?
This was 94.
94? Okay.
As soon as I graduated out of high school, in fact, my mother moved me down there. It was class of 92.
Class of 92. Shout out to the Osborne Knights.
There it is. Yeah, so we moved down there. Whole family moved down there. Stayed down there 2 years, and then came on back after my mom passed. Rest in peace. Rest in peace,
moms, for sure. So how did you said 2 years?
2 years.
How different was it back then? Because I know, like, Georgia now and, like, Atlanta is like the Detroit Mecca. Right. But back then, like, what was it like then, though?
Night and day. Night and day from Detroit. For me to go down there was totally different than anything I'd experienced here. I got a chance to see black wealth.
Exactly.
Right off the bat. You saw black people doing well down there. I saw a culture of kids that were doing stuff down there. Music was popping. This was during the time that you had Arrested Development and TLC.
Yeah. So Def was popping. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it was a high place to be. And it blew my conception of what being down south was. Down south to me, I thought was slow.
Right, slow.
That's what everybody said.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It was like that.
I know you wanted to stay, huh?
Man, I did.
Yeah. Especially musically.
My mama passed, and I would have stayed.
For sure, man. That's what's up. I had no idea, though, that you had spent time down there. But I do know that Georgia, not just Atlanta, but Georgia, period, was a different place back then. And that's what led to it kind of being like the Detroit Mecca now. Like, everybody from Detroit migrated down there between Detroit and fucking Brooklyn. Everybody from New York down there, too. So now everybody in Atlanta wear Timbs. But I think that's what made that transition. That people went down there, you actually saw, I guess the term that we use now, black excellence. You know what I'm saying? Like, you actually saw it. And I guess too, I just want to ask you about this. This is all off the subject, but what do you think about that though? That perception of black excellence. Do you think that because too many people bombarded Georgia, that is not that same place of black excellence, or is it just overcrowded?
I think it's, I've been down there recently, and of course you're still seeing a lot of people with money down there, but it is quite crowded down there. If you have been to Atlanta, getting on the freeway going anywhere, man, that's crazy.
Right, it take forever.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But once again, I still love seeing our people down there that are thriving.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, you got your hoods just like you got here, but you see a lot of people that's down there, educated people that's getting it of the same color that you are.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
You think something like that can happen in Detroit?
We could, and I believe that's on the way. It may take us 20 years to get there.
Oh, goddamn, 20 more?
We're working on it, goddamn.
Yeah, we're working on it, though. Yeah. I don't know, it's just an odd thing, though, because it's so many comparisons between Georgia or Atlanta and Detroit anyway. There's so many comparisons, but it's like, for me, it still seems like we light years away. And I guess I only say that because I see the national scope that Atlanta gets. Yeah. Like, we don't get that. Our national scope is crime. Right. Yeah. And what's dude's name that's building up all the downtown? Dan Gilbert, yeah. So it's Dan Gilbert and crime. That's all you hear about Detroit, right? Yeah. But you hear about Atlanta and Georgia. It's progress. It seems like black progress. I don't know. It's a weird thing. But anyway, all right, enough about that.
The thing about that, though, is you see black people down there, they took and made their money work, and they started buying property, started putting businesses down.
Yeah.
If we could get more of those black folks that's got money like that to actually take a hold of the city, if they can snatch the city from Dan Gilbert, certain properties,
right,
we would flip the script.
Right, because all of these, again, not to get too far into it, but all of these properties and buildings and land was available before Dan Gilbert got here.
Yeah.
So that all of a sudden he made those right relationships where he was able to, scoop them all up. And obviously it was money here somewhere. People had money. Yeah. I don't know if it's we weren't aware that these projects were available, or do you really have to? Well, this is what I feel. I think you really got to be in a certain circle to even make those moves, whether you got the money or not. Yeah. Like, because you can come with that million, but then if you ain't shaking the right hands, kissing the right babies, then, it don't even matter.
It ain't about what you know, about who you know.
No, that's the truth. Yeah, that's the truth. Yeah. I don't know. Well, shout out to Atlanta and Georgia, man. Hopefully Detroit is on their way. Yeah. But while you was there, though, did anything happen musically down there, or you just kind of living?
Well, actually, I'll say moving down there, that propelled me to really take this singing even more seriously. Yeah. It was a light hobby here, but once I got down there, I met a lot of like-minded people that were already singing, and they were talented. So it was a band of brothers that I connected with. Yeah. And for a while, we thought we were going to actually be out there, but there was a group there, and y'all know that group very well, Silk.
Yeah.
And we were trying our best to be the next Silk.
Yeah.
And, it was already a Silk.
Right, it was already a Silk, so that didn't work out.
And as good as we thought we sounded, I mean, you put us side by Silk, man, now it wasn't happening.
It wasn't happening, huh?
No.
Had you ever had a chance to meet them?
No, I never got a chance to meet Silk, but though in this group, we did get a chance we had a quote-unquote manager that was trying to make some connections.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, okay. I said, man, I got.
We'll come back to that.
I'm gonna make some connections for y'all.
Yeah.
We couldn't even get on Keith Sweat's lawn, man. He didn't want nothing to do with us. And that's real.
Couldn't get on his lawn.
No, man, he didn't even.
Oh, he was living in Georgia then?
I think so.
Yeah, so he couldn't even get on his lawn.
No, man, nothing happening.
Hey, now before that move to Georgia, obviously, like you said, it was kind of a hobby before then. But like, when did you really feel like you could sing? Because a lot of people sing, but when did you know that you could sing?
I sing.
Right.
I sing too, bro.
Yeah.
But I don't sing, What I
mean? Even you don't sing. Yeah, you don't sing. So like, when did you know though? Like, when did you know?
I would say I knew I had something in Osborne. Okay. Shout out to Osborne once again.
For sure.
Being in that choir class with so many talented people. Okay. The confirmation from them saying, hey, that sounded good. That let me know there was something there. Yeah. I didn't know what. And then Mr. Dawson, shout out to the teacher at that time that accepted me in that class while I was skipping in that class.
Wow.
Because that was the place to be. I didn't want to be in class, so I'm skipping.
Shout out to public school education. Skipping in the choir. Right. Wow. How crazy is that, right?
I was, man.
You skipped the gym. He's skipping with Jesus.
Man, I was all up in there. Man.
Right.
Mr. Dawson, he said, well, since you want to be in my class so much, why don't you sing in front of all of us and put me on the spot? So
put you on blast.
Voice shaking, all of that. But he heard something. He said, okay, this is the last time you're going to skip in my class. The next time you're in my class, you will get in this class. Legally.
Yeah. Wow.
So I had to talk to my counselor, talk to my mother, and say, I'm in choir class.
What?
And that's when it started. That's when I realized I did not know what the hell I was doing singing-wise.
Right, you knew how to sing, but you ain't know like the real.
Know how to sing.
Yeah.
I could, imitate a little bit.
Right.
They was singing.
They was singing for real. No, so that's crazy. So it just kind of happened basically.
Yeah. My mother was a singer though, and she was a heck of a singer. I like to say.
Really?
My mother was probably the best singer that the world never got a chance to hear.
Yeah.
Because she didn't perform. She sang in church, and then when she stopped doing that, she would sing around the house. She could imitate anything that she heard, note for note.
So music was in your family.
Yeah.
Okay, I dig that.
My father, I would like to say he was a David Ruffin kind of
David Ruffin.
Yeah, he had a voice. I think that's what attracted my mother to him, is the fact that he could sing as well.
Okay. Dang, so you got music all up and through your family. Yeah. So had you ever asked your mom, though, like, why not? Why not perform in front of some people? Like, why not give some people your gift?
Well, she did tell me as I got a little older. Once she saw that I had an interest in music, she told me about the fact that when she was younger, she really wanted to pursue the singing thing. And my grandparents at the time were not
They wasn't having
completely supportive of her doing that, so
Right.
they kept her from pursuing it as a career.
Yeah, well, back in those days, it was a different day.
Yeah.
Like you really had to struggle to be a performer or an entertainer because the parents from those days. I mean, I think the realest way I can put it is that the parents from those days weren't too far removed from slavery, and they wasn't about that. They was like basically do your work. You know what I'm saying? Do your work, get your family a house, and then get away from these white people. So it's like they was kind of they was a little more strict. Did she ever? By telling you those stories, though, did she ever kind of deter you from chasing that dream, or?
I would say she was more cautious about me really pursuing it.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I got with this group, and I can't even remember what the name of the group was, but it was a couple of guys, and we were with. We had a manager as well, and
A quote unquote manager.
Yeah, it didn't pan out, but that was during the time my mother could see that I was starting to take it kind of serious, and she was, letting me know that the industry isn't what you think it is.
Oh man, and don't you know it now?
Yeah.
Don't you know it now, man? For real.
Being in the industry itself, I can see it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But even with that though, I mean, obviously you gotta have your own ambition. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that didn't deter you much, but it kind of just opened your eyes, so kind of what to look for. I know you said she passed away while you were in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Has she ever had a chance to like actually see you perform or like to sing in front of an audience?
Twice. One time she got a chance to see it through Osborne. We in the choir class, we were trying to get scholarships to go to Bowling Green University, and so I got a chance to sing opera music under Mr. Dawson.
Opera
direction.
music?
Yeah.
Word?
Yeah.
How did that go?
Man.
Hey, first of all, I guess we can answer that question about did you get that scholarship to Bowling Green?
And you know what got me? And this is, Mr. Dawson, man, he was on me about it. He said, you got the song down, but in order to get the scholarship, you have to learn to read music. So he was on me the whole time to learn to read music. Yeah. And I just didn't take that seriously.
Yeah.
I was more concerned about the vocal part of it. I didn't see the full picture. That was the requirement. You needed to at least have some basic understanding of reading music, and I didn't.
He was trying to school you, though.
He was trying, man.
Yeah.
I give him credit. He was trying.
It's a lot of musicians that kind of made it far who didn't learn how to read music till like late in the game. But I think for us, and when I say us, I mean black folks, I think a lot of times, not in just music or entertainment, but sports too, a lot of times we just rely on our natural abilities and don't take the time out to study like the science of things. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of the thing. So do you kind of regret that you didn't?
Totally regret.
I know I hate to ask that, but
totally. Absolutely. I've been in plays. I've gotten a chance to be around musicians and be in situations where I wish I knew how to read music. And to this day, I could kick my own ass. I still do not know how to read music.
Well, see, the good thing about that now, though, is you got YouTube and Google. Like,
there's no
excuse here. You just got to go find out. Yeah. Now, you mentioned that you've been in plays. Like, so outside of singing and performing, you act too, right?
Yeah, I have acted.
You have acted? Okay.
Let's clarify that right
How many plays have you been in so far?
I got a chance to be in, the first play was significant because my family, and I call her my family because she treats me like family. Takara, she wrote this play, and that's the person that I sing with in Geno 7.
Okay.
Man, she wrote a wonderful play called Colorblind, so I got
she wrote the play?
Man, yeah.
So she a playwright too?
Man.
What?
Wrote the play, wrote the song.
Wrote the song, performed the song.
Man, acted in the play.
Right.
I like to say that.
Little Tyler Perry.
Man, that play was so doggone well wrote, well acted, man. It could have traveled the world. I wish the right people had been behind it money-wise to take it where it needed to go. But yeah, she debuted me in the major role in it was, I was playing a father. It was kind of like the reverse of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner kind of deal.
All right, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see how that could be effective.
That was really good. We did that, and then I went and auditioned for a play called The Cross and the Light.
Okay.
I did that for 2 years.
Yeah.
At the music hall, and I played a Roman soldier in that.
Yeah.
So that was a sing. Both of these were singing / acting roles.
So you've acted at the music hall.
That's a music.
Yeah.
And you acting like you ain't never acted before.
He keeps saying it ain't nothing major.
It ain't nothing major, right? Like this is a music hall.
But that was past tense. That's been some years. I haven't done anything since that. So.
But that's still
But I
your
would.
experience. Yeah, it's
Y'all
not.
hear me? I would.
Right. You know, right now, you see right there Soul Deacon. You can follow Soul Deacon on all social media platforms.
I enjoyed that.
For sure. So what do you, I guess with that being said, what do you like more? Like, is there one that you would rather do? Would you rather sing and act in a play, or would you rather just sing, just sing in a group or with a band, or like which one is most, that you love the most?
I love, of course, my first love was singing. But it was something freeing about acting. Getting a chance to portray a role, and then getting into that role, you find out so much of your personality, especially the first one with Colorblind.
Okay.
That was so much of me in that character, so it was easy to play myself.
And it's funny, it wasn't even like it was written for you.
No.
But you found out that it was a lot of you in that character.
I mean, we deal with racism in America, and then just imagine the premise of the story was my daughter is,
bringing a white dude home.
Yeah, bringing a white dude home, and I'm not feeling that based off of all of the stuff that's happened to me in my past and how I feel about interracial dating and all of the underlying pain that I have from being a black man in America, which is a whole nother subject, y'all.
Right,
but,
whole nother subject, right?
But that, I was able to grab a hold of that role. I understood it, being in a family where I remember my grandmother, and God rest her, she beautiful lady, but she was like, you better not bring a white woman in this household.
Well, that's how they used to be in those days.
It wasn't that she was racist. She was scared for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't out of, I'm a racist against white people. She was scared that the way the world is, that if I brought somebody home and I attached to a white woman like that, all of
it was going to be a problem.
Deal with.
Exactly, yeah. And
they were getting hung for that.
Yeah, they would. And I can understand. I can understand the concern. And that concern is still valid today. I mean, honestly, obviously, hopefully nobody's, getting hung still. But, I mean... I mean, for real, and I say I hope so, because there's some backwoods parts of Alabama. Well, I don't know. They probably still hanging people, and Mississippi. But yeah. So it's still relevant. So even with just thinking about that, I mean, has she ever thought about, or had you ever mentioned possibly bringing that production back? Because
we have talked about
it's so needed right now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And, that's the conversation I've had with her many times. I sent it in text form like, hey,
how about we bring that back? Yeah,
but
for
I
real.
think for her, because she's moved on to some other things, I believe that one day she may bring that play back.
But it's just not the timing, right?
The timing. She's got a wonderful, she's a therapist, but she's got a wonderful ministry that she's birthed, and I'm seeing it through her therapist work. I'm seeing God doing a major move through her in that. And I believe maybe Colorblind will come, at a later date. And if that ever happens, I'm in.
Right.
Call me. I will play the same role.
Duh.
I might come with my own money.
Right.
If I got it.
He said, if I got it, I might come with
We
it.
can fund this. The first play I had, my living room furniture was on stage.
Yeah.
I was invested in
Hey,
that.
that's real hustling right there. That's real hustling. But it ain't a struggle unless you're willing to put in that kind of effort, though.
Right.
And I feel like unless you're able to put in that kind of effort, it's not really going to be worth it. I mean, that's the way I look at it. Yeah. And maybe because we come from a community where all we do is struggle, and that's all we respect. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when you get it too easy, like, people frown upon that. Like, so you ain't have to do it. Right.
Spoon ass, baby. Fuck out of here. Sweating to get my shit.
Right. Hey, so you've acted in some plays and did some singing. Had you ever thought about writing anything, or is that completely in left field?
What's funny is I do write stuff that nobody would probably ever see. I have little ideas. I remember for a while, I'm gonna share this on. Oh my God. Exclusive. I thought I wanted to rap, man. Oh my God.
Everybody wanted to rap.
Hey, I did too. I had a group and everything.
I had my pen. I'm writing these rhymes. My wife found a book of rhymes, and she was just looking at that stuff. She didn't cut into
She didn't say that.
But I know she was like, "What in the hell?"
All right, so you say you got bars, huh?
I
had bars.
And then I have since realized that no.
Yeah.
I did not have bars.
What was all right? Now that you done brought that shit up, so what was it about? Like, what was you rapping about?
I was rapping about the love for music. I would rap about, the basis of hip hop is challenge.
Right.
So you know, I'm better than you. I'm fresher than you. I'm doper than you. So those rhymes were battle rhymes, and I thought I had something. Boy, you couldn't tell me nothing for a minute. But the problem was I couldn't memorize that shit to be able to say it publicly. So I said, I might have to let this go. This don't fit.
So you never actually rapped. You just wrote rhymes.
I did. Well, I would rap a little bit around my brother and them. You know. Yeah. I tried.
That was it. You tried
with the help of some other stipulants.
Yeah. You know, right. Everything sounds sweet there, right?
Man, I thought I was killing
like,
them.
dog, I got bars.
Dude.
Right. And you know, so you gave up on that.
Like, no, don't do this.
Yeah, so you gave up on that.
Once you get blow, boy, you think them words go together like a motherfucker.
For sure.
I'm the next pop with it. Man.
Right. Yeah, everybody thought they was. No. Shit. So you got rid of rapping, obviously. You didn't do the rap thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first?
No.
No, there was. I mean, you don't know. I'm gonna ask. Oh no. I'm not even gonna ask you to remember that. I'm not even gonna ask you to remember that. Woo. But do you remember the first song that you ever performed? Like aside from the one that you performed for for Bowling Green, but the first song that you actually performed in front of a crowd and like really. Not even really got a good response, even if it was a bad response. Like, when was the first time you actually, like, really sung to a crowd?
What's funny is I used to do karaoke when I came back from Georgia.
Okay.
By myself, I didn't have that group anymore. I had a group of guys here that I'm glad that I got a chance to meet. They steered me in the right direction as far as keeping me from going left after my mother passed. Wide open, I could have did anything.
You could have did anything, right? For sure.
Hanging out with these guys, and they were into singing and stuff. We would hang out, and then I started doing karaoke. And I remember one of the songs that I knew doing karaoke was Bad Mama Jamma, and Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
Sitting on the Dock of the Bay,
So everywhere I went, that's what I would perform.
Yeah.
And then I started getting that love from people. Who was singing Bad Mama Jamma at a karaoke bar but me?
Yeah.
Who was singing Sitting on the Dock of the Bay with me?
Right.
So I got a chance to get a little love on that. And that was confirmation that, you got something.
Yeah. Have anybody ever told you that you was terrible? Like, you know what? You need to stick to your day job.
No, nobody went that far. But I got laughed at. You know, I got, the whole...
You got booed? Never got booed.
In high school.
Okay.
Now, that's for sure.
At a talent show or something?
Man, just singing in the hallways.
Yeah.
We thought we were so cold with our singing, we could sing in the hallways.
Yeah.
And that was... No.
Yeah.
No. At least not on my part. I mean, I had a friend... my boy Bobby, he could sing. He sounded more like KC, so people gave him love.
Okay.
I said, well, shit, if he can do that, I'm gonna.
Right.
No, I didn't go
not so much.
At times, But shout out to Proof, man. Rest his soul.
Rest in peace, yeah, for sure.
Proof was one of the first people to actually say that, man, you got something.
Word.
The thing about Proof, and I knew him as Deshaun, Proof was one of those kind of people. If he knew you had talent in anything, he gonna be on your head about it. Every time he see you, it's not what's up. It's what you doing with your music. What you doing?
Word.
That's just the kind of guy he was.
Dog,
I thought that Proof was gonna be a comedian though. If anybody that's watching this, if you knew Deshaun before he was Proof, you probably thought he was gonna be the next Chris Rock or something like that because the guy was funny as hell.
Yeah.
This guy would roast me on the way to school. He was the only guy that could roast me like that, and I wouldn't get mad because it was all funny.
Because it was funny, right?
You laughing with him.
That's
right,
what it
for
was.
sure. Man, shout out to Big Proof, man. That's what's up.
First guy.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah, you say he was on your head,
man,
huh?
he was on, man.
Yeah.
Man, he was so serious about that. I would see him in St. Andrews back in 94, 95 when I got back from Georgia. Every time he seen me, it was like the first time he was like, oh man, I ain't seen you in years. That's when he started growing his hair out and stuff. He was like, man, I'm doing A, B, C, and D. What you doing with your music? I was like,
about that.
Like, nigga, you bullshit, man.
Right.
He was so blunt, man. Anybody know him or knew him, you
just knew that's how it was. Yeah. But you need people like that in order to push, in order for you to push yourself. Because sometimes, or most often, I think you are your biggest obstacle. Yeah. Like, you just be in your own way. That's really the thing. And sometimes people see more in you than you see in yourself. And that's the crazy thing. Now, I know that was you speaking about the first time you really performed in front of a crowd. When was the first time you actually got paid to do it, though? Do you remember that? It's so long ago.
Yes, I can.
He been getting paid for so long.
No, it ain't been.
He said it ain't been.
The first time I got paid for singing, shout out to Miss G, Gino 7, my family.
For sure.
Peaches, my sister, connected me with Gino 7.
Word.
And that's how I got.
How come I didn't know that either, though?
Man, she made that connection.
I thought that was your connection.
No, it took about, I'd say, a good year for that to even happen.
Yeah.
Peaches had put the bug in their ear that I got a brother that sings, and y'all should hear him.
Yeah.
And then made the contact telephone number wise.
Okay.
And I didn't act on it for almost a year.
So you sat on your dread for a
did.
year.
I did. I was nervous about joining the band. That's something I had never done.
Yeah.
You know,
Man, and I think that's a lot of people's problem though. Like you sit on things, you sit on your gifts and all that stuff because you're scared of some kind of new experience. Yeah. And the thing is that at this point, man, I know we've learned it now because we've gotten older. But at this point, you really ain't got no time to be scared.
Yeah.
Like you really don't. Like the more time you spend being scared, the more, this is the way I look at it, and it's probably crazy, but the more time you spend being scared is the more times you can fail. And the reason I say you can fail is because those failures just, it show you how to do it the right way. Right. But if you never get those failures out, you never go learn how to do it the right way. You know what I'm saying?
How can you learn from your mistakes?
Exactly, right. If you never make them. Exactly. So you got to roll with it. So you say Gino 7. Now, speaking of Gino 7. First time you got paid, so that's the band that I've seen you with most often.
Man, that's my family.
Yeah, right. That's not even the band. That's the family for sure. Like I've been to several.
Me to sing for no money, and I'm there.
You there?
It don't matter.
I've been to several shows, and y'all always do y'all thing. Even though shout out to Gino 7, I always come to see Soul Deacon Dolley.
I appreciate.
But shout out to the band though. I love the band. Man, but I was gonna say though, working with them, how did that change your view on music too though? Because I obviously before then you had worked with a couple of people, like maybe done some groups, but like how was this though? Did it magnify? Did it make it more real? Like yes, how did it work for you?
Most definitely. When I first got with Gino 7, that was 2006. Okay. Immediately they were already doing shows, so immediately I started performing at venues, and then we would go out back and forth to Lansing. We were under management from a lady named T. Rose, and
it must have been real management because he didn't say quote unquote, right?
Yeah,
so it must have been real management.
She was the booking manager, I would say. And she got the gigs for us in Lansing and some other gigs, and so I got a chance to see the business side of it, and I realized also how unprofessional I was. I didn't know the business part of it. So there was sometimes I would go to audiences or whatever performances, and I didn't necessarily want to do an encore afterwards. I just wanted to get through my song and sit down.
Right.
And the biggest thing was, I remember one time we were out in Muskegon.
Muskegon, okay.
We were doing a performance out there that weekend. Howard Hewitt was the
Howard
name
Hewitt,
on the bill, right? that was what we were there for. We were just an opening band for him. Okay. And we had created a nice following out there for that performance. So people knew the songs that I did. And at the time I was doing Yearning by the Gap Band, and that was a popular cover tune that I did out there. And so the audience was asking me to come up there and perform that song. I had just did a duet with a young lady from Lansing that was phenomenal. So we did that, and then they were calling for me to do a song that they were used to me performing. Yeah. There was no band present. There was no backing track. Yeah. So I'm sitting in the audience like, I'm not going up there. And Miss G was like, yes, you are. Right. And I said, no, I'm not. So it was Miss G and Takara. They were sitting there, just the three of us at this table. And they said, yeah, you're going to get up there. I said, no,
and you go do your thing.
And so they got up from the table and started walking towards the stage as if people were requesting me to get up there and sing that song. And I couldn't, I dipped my head down and said, I can't believe y'all just going to leave me at this table. Right. And that's when I saw business. I got up there and sang. That taught me a valuable lesson. If this is what you're going to do, then you're going to do some stuff that you may not want to do because the crowd want to hear.
Exactly.
That's your job.
That's your job. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So it took you that to learn.
It took me that.
Yeah, you was pretty unprofessional.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
I thank God for them for that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lessons I learned from Miss G and Takara and their professionalism and how they take this music thing. They really, I mean, it's in them. It's their passion.
For sure.
And it became my passion dealing with Gino 7. I would not be who I am now right now without them.
That's what's up, man. That's a lot of praise right there. Straight up. But they deserve it, though, obviously.
Man, yeah, they do.
Now, I see also, too, apart from Geno 7, I've seen you do some other performances. Matter of fact, didn't you perform down at some festivals downtown Detroit, right?
Yes,
tell us a little bit of something about that.
I
Tell us
say the largest performance to date, besides doing the music hall with the Crossing the Light, was being down at the festival with saxophonist Dion Yates.
Okay.
I got a chance to be at Hart Plaza. I remember being a kid going to Hart Plaza, as most of us in the room have done, seeing all those performers down there. And I got a chance to be on that same stage and perform to an audience that big.
Right. That's a huge audience. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
And though it wasn't my show, I got a chance to feature, thanks to Dion Yates, I got a chance to feature on 2 different occasions down there with him. So
that's what's up.
That was huge for me.
Matter of fact, is that the picture that we're seeing on the side of the screen? Is that from?
No,
that's not from the festival.
That
okay.
was with Geno 7.
That was with Geno 7. Okay.
Park event.
Okay, I knew it was outside. I'm like, is that one from there? Okay.
Shout out to 1221 Photography for that photo.
Yeah.
He did an awesome job for capturing that.
No, that's what's up though. So you done plays, shows, the music hall, Hart Plaza. You know what I'm saying? Just most recently. We seen you at the Dirty Dog Jazz Cafe. Shout out to the Dirty Dog Jazz Cafe.
Man, was great.
Now, for the people who didn't see it, man, tell them a little something about that.
The Dirty Dog Jazz Cafe is in Grosse Pointe Farms. Wonderful jazz club. The lady that owns it, Gretchen, I cannot pronounce her last name at this time. But
you know who she is.
I know who she is, and y'all should look her up. Look up the Dirty Dog Jazz Cafe, and you can read more about her. Very passionate lady when it comes to jazz music and that club. She's there for every performance. Yeah. Every performance. She's there.
That's dedication.
Thanks to Jeff Kennedy, who's an awesome percussionist / vocalist / producer / songwriter. He called me into that as a vocalist. And he told me right off the bat that Miss G is and he calls her Miss G. Yeah. He said Miss G is blunt as can be, because she's passionate about our club. If she doesn't like what you do, I'm so sorry, brother. She's gonna tell you, and you won't be able to perform with us.
No more.
I was booked for 4 nights to be there to do my 2 songs per set. But if she doesn't like you, I'm so sorry, you will not be able to perform with us. Yeah. Just like that. He told me that before.
Oh, for real?
And he made sure I do this in rehearsals.
Because he's not trying to mess up their thing.
No.
Like, exactly.
He performs there regularly. And he's professional. And he called me into that to say, hey, man, I recognize that you just need to be able to perform somewhere, and I want to help you out.
That's what's up.
That was Jeff saying. He could have called. He's used, I don't know how many different singers.
Yeah.
He didn't have to use me. It wasn't like no one was available.
True. So. No, that's a blessing too, and that's the thing though. People downplay relationships, and I think relationships are they're needed. Like because without that kind of relationship, like he wouldn't have reached out to you. Yes. Like, and people burn bridges so easily now.
You should never.
Never do that. Not if you try to be successful. Shit, I don't know if you've learned anything.
They do you dirty.
Well, yeah, that's different.
Burn that.
Yeah, you gotta
cut that connection off.
Right, you burn that shit all the way down.
I'm like exploding. I'm TNT on that motherfucker.
I might not swing on you, but I ain't fucking with you.
Right. Back in the day, I might have slung on you. I don't know.
You know? So the day I might.
You said you might. So you did 4 nights down there?
Yep, I did 4 nights. I went from having 2 songs per set to increasing after she gave me the approval that she did like what I did. She gave me the band saw that I'm able to do a few more. Yeah. And, the selfless nature of Jeff, who had a wonderful set already planned. It's not like, that he just had to have my songs to make it better. That band is rocking. That band
is nice. That band is nice. Yeah, I experienced the Saturday show.
A few more songs to sing lead on was awesome to me, and I happily took those songs and I sang them.
Who is the saxophonist in that band?
Charles Prophet.
Bruh. My man was getting physical, boy. Yeah, my man was getting physical. Shout out, you said Charles Prophet?
Charles Prophet.
Shout out to him.
He's got a project coming out soon, man. His project is hot. Produced
it too?
Partly by Mr. Jeff Kennedy.
Oh, okay.
They work together musically and all of that stuff. I don't know if the whole project is produced by that. I just know the couple of songs that I heard, that I know Jeff had something to do with that stuff. On the jazz tip, it's
Yeah.
banging.
Yeah, no, yeah. My man did his thing. The whole band did their thing. But then, of course, you came through with the vocals and changed the whole show. You know what I'm saying? So, I know you did it. You rocked it out. You got the approval of the owner, of course. Anything coming out of that though? Like you go be a household name at the.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
By way of the person that hired me, which is Jeff Kennedy, he passed on some information that they would like to have me come there and possibly do my own nights. I haven't received a call because I know their booking schedule is pretty packed. I was able to see that online. They have quite a few people that are booked this whole month and possibly the next month. So I'm hoping I get a call from them. But even if I don't, it was a great experience.
Yeah,
it was validation that one, what I'm doing is good enough. And then the band that I'm rocking with is good enough to for me to be with them.
Right.
You know, I'm good enough to be with them. They're an awesome band already. So
right.
It's validation. And
see, I look at it as like that door always being open. So even while you're waiting on them to call you back from the Dirty Dog Jazz Cafe, whenever the band books a gig, they're gonna think about you. Like, you know, we can add Soul Deacon to this joint.
And we do have.
Yeah, exactly. See,
thanks to Jeff, he has included me. We're going out to Saginaw, Michigan. That'll be May 12th.
May 12th. All right. Shout out to everybody in Saginaw checking us out.
I'm looking forward to going out there. There's another band that's coming from Atlanta.
Okay.
I don't know them, but I got a chance to check out the video. I can't remember their name in this interview right now, but the clip I caught, they're live. So I'm looking forward to meeting them and being able to perform out there in front of Saginaw. I've not been out there and never performed. So.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Go see my dude Soul Deacon.
You know what I'm saying? Soul Deacon.
Check him out. You know what I'm talking
Man,
about?
I'm looking forward to that.
All right, for sure. So you got that coming up, of course, and then waiting on the Dirty Dog Jazz Cafe to make a move, you know what I'm saying, to get you out there legitimately.
I also have something going on in July.
Okay.
Thanks to T Rose. We've reconnected over the years, and I'm glad that she gave me an opportunity to sing a tribute song or songs. Just, you know, I don't know how much I'll be doing out there, but I'll be out in Idlewild, Michigan.
Okay. Idlewild. Wow.
Look up Idlewild for all of y'all that don't know the history of Idlewild. That's one of the reasons why I'm going out there. I'll be doing a tribute to Jackie Wilson.
Yeah, I found out about
a vocal stretch for me.
I found out about Idlewild after Idlewild the movie came out. And then I Googled it thinking that I was trying to figure out what it was, and then it took me to a place in Michigan. Yeah. So if you got a chance, Google that and find out exactly what it is about Idlewild.
Very significant for African Americans.
very much so. Yeah, very much so. So you say you're doing a dedication?
Yeah, it'll be a dedication to Jackie Wilson.
Okay. Yeah, that's a nice stretch.
Man,
it's a nice stretch.
It is. That's no joke.
Yeah,
I don't take that lightly at all. And I'm seeing the promotions for that particular performance that whole weekend. There was a young lady that was in Colorblind with me. She's gonna kill. She's gonna kill.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking forward to that whole weekend.
That's what's up.
Yes.
All right, so you got a nice little booking already. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
So,
but I'm hoping to get more.
I was gonna say.
Hey.
And how do they get in touch with you?
I would like to say you can go through Soul Deacon, souldeacon@gmail.com. That's the best email to contact me.
souldeacon@gmail.com. And I know you're on social media. Do you interact on social media? Because I know a lot of people just kind of don't. Like, they got social media, but they don't really interact. Like, do you?
I do. Through Facebook.
Okay.
You know, your Facebook can get a little messy, though.
Yeah, it can.
You have to be careful.
Yeah, it can. Professionalism only.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
so I got to ask you this. I mean, you got some stuff planned for the summer and in the next couple of months. But, like, what's your big goal? Like, what's you really what's your biggest goal for this year?
Well, I want to be able to be performing regularly.
Okay.
Like, some of the band members that I've been blessed to be around, I'm seeing them when it's this gig, they're doing this gig, and they're doing another gig, and just a couple of days, they're performing regularly. And if you know anything about performing, when you're getting paid for it, you can do that and replace your job. These guys, a lot of these guys are doing this for a living.
Right.
And it's not a bad living.
Exactly. No, not at all.
I would like to be able to do that. No, nothing against my job. I love my job. My passion is singing.
Right, for sure, man.
If I can do that and get paid even if I could do that and get paid what I get paid on my job, I would feel better about that because that's something that I have a passion for. If I support my family with that.
And I agree. Like if you can make that same, even if it's just that same amount of money, like it's still making that same amount of money doing what you love though.
I would rather do that. It makes me feel good. I like the way you get treated for when you're sharing a gift. You know, it's
as opposed to punching the clock.
Oh, man, right. You know, though my people at the DIA, they treat me good. Those have been my biggest supporters over the years, just audience-wise. They've seen me at plays. They've come out, paid $30, $40 to see me act on stage for a couple of minutes.
Right.
Turn around and supported, the different functions you've been at.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
DIA has been in there thick.
Yeah, for sure.
So shout out to Detroit Institute of Arts. Y'all have supported me for the last 12 years of me performing.
That's what's up. Man, so it's a slow grind, but I know you're getting there.
We all want to quit our jobs and do what we love.
Hell yeah.
If you can, man, why not?
For sure.
My
My last thing, though, I want to ask you, anybody, dead or alive, if you had a chance to sing with, who would it be?
Donnie Hathaway.
What?
The reason why...
Damn, you knew that off rip, huh? You've been thinking that for a long time.
Man, I mean, I've been studying that guy's music and his... just his vocal ability and the mind that he had was just awesome.
Yeah.
Of course, we all, most of us know the tragic story of his passing.
Yeah.
And the demons that he dealt with, but the brilliance that guy had, the spirit that he had for music, the love that he had for music, that's somebody you want to be around. People give praise to Stevie Wonder, and Stevie Wonder is a genius. Marvin Gaye was a genius. Donnie Hathaway was in that same category. He just didn't get a chance to live long enough for you to see a full discography beyond just the albums that he had out there.
Yeah.
It was a short period of time that he was on this planet doing that music publicly. But man, that guy, phenomenal.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's who I would want to perform with.
You got a favorite song?
Oh man, Give It Up. And the reason why that song touches me is those lyrics. Google Giving Up. If you haven't heard it, it's a song of pain, but it's a glimmer of hope in that song.
Yeah.
And it's something I attached to. It was a sincere song. It wasn't just some lyrics that he sang. He felt that, and you're gonna feel that in those vocals, whether it's the live version or the recorded studio version. It's man.
Yeah.
Woo!
So now we want to feel it.
I can't do it now.
Oh yeah, we want to feel it now. Come on now. No, come on now.
Right. That song's too much emotion.
It's too much emotion.
I can't pull it.
What? Man.
I'll say that. Woo.
Yeah. That's a serious song.
Yeah,
huh?
That's a serious song. There's another cat out there. Gregory Porter. If y'all ain't up on Gregory Porter, I've been covering his songs. You were there that night when I did that at the Dirty Dog.
For sure.
Holding On. People know that song because people have been stepping to that song in the clubs. Yeah. And the Kim remix of it, if you will. Yeah. Awesome song. But that guy's discography, man, he's got an album right now where he's covering Nat King Cole.
Word.
A jazz vocalist. He sounds like he's ripped out of the 60s or 50s.
Word.
His vocals, I mean, you swear that you're hearing somebody from a previous time.
Yeah.
And I think I respect that so much more. So that's another person that I would love to just be around. Leon Timberlake.
Collaborate, yeah.
Just say that. I sing his song too.
Right. Well, you gotta leave us with something. If you're not gonna sing the Donnie Hathaway, you gotta sing something.
Q, I can't sing right now.
Oh, come on! Now you got to give us something.
I would hope that you put a video on or something.
But I guess that's what we'll do then. We'll lead off into the Dirty Dog Jazz Cafe performance, like Soul Deacon.
Y'all don't want this morning.
He said not this morning. He's not prepared this morning. It's all good though. Yeah, well, we had a lovely sit down on the block though, man.
Man, I've loved this. My cuz allowing me to be on the show, man.
For sure.
Man, both of y'all, man. Y'all doing a hell of a work, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Man, thank you. Right. We appreciate the opportunity, man. And make sure if you're checking this out right now, check out my man Soul Deacon on all social media platforms, even on YouTube.
Y'all.
Oh, yeah, that's where we at. You know what I'm saying? Till the next time, though, you already know what it is, man. The Live is Cloud radio show on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Straight from the E Block, and you are live on the block with your boy, the Hood Howard Stern, Q Lewis, my man Monk Money. And of course, the Singalicious.
Who's a hell of a cook? That's a hell of a cook right there.
Soul Deacon.
Peace out, y'all.
Holding on, and it's holding strong. Even though I tried to make it, played the part, but I couldn't fake it. It keeps holding on, and it's holding strong. Even though I tried to make it, heaven knows that I can't shake it. Holding on, holding on. I've seen times that were harder. I remember the taste of bitterness. Won't you help me, my Father, yeah. Help me fall in the love.